There are WhatsApp chats which have been put out, which have nothing to do with this particular instance, because these are from the past. From what we can see in the public, do you believe, Mr. Nikam, that the lawyers arguing on behalf of Aryan Khan have been able to put out a compelling case which would possibly lead the judge to favorably considering granting Aryan Khan bail?
Whether WhatsApp chat is a prima facie evidence or not, yes, it's a prima facie evidence. But whether that alone is sufficient to take any decision, in my humble opinion, that WhatsApp chat must be corroborated by other contemporary documents. I don't know about the details of the investigation made in this case, and therefore it would be premature to say anything on the issue which is being sub judice in the High Court.
WhatsApp chat standalone does not have much value. Prima facie, yes, it has got an indication that there is something wrong, but it has to be corroborated by some ground realities and some evidences.
But whatever the contents of the WhatsApp chats are, by themselves, A, they are evidence permissible under the Indian Evidence Act. B, is they required to be corroborated, as was being said earlier by the former NCB chief also. Ultimately it needs to be corroborated. Yes, it needs to be corroborated depending upon whether the actual offence has been placed on the WhatsApp chats by itself. If not, then yes, you would need corroborative evidence to show that the offence has occurred.
A case is not just being built on WhatsApp conversation. The case also is leading to character assassination through WhatsApp chat leaks, which before going on public record, court records, are being leaked out to media for character assassination, of trying to build a further case for the NCB. I do not know why this is happening.
The whole principle of investigating officers being transferred is something which is not unknown in this criminal jurisprudence. By and large, these kind of allegations are made fairly widely, and the normal attempt is to derail the investigation. So I don't want to get anything beyond that, but to say this, that this so-called independent and this so-called former NCB, what kind of interest they would have, what kind of disgruntled attitude they would have, is there a past history and all? I'm afraid we don't know those domains, so we don't want to go again, as I said, in that particular area.
Having said that, now, with regards to Mr. Wankhede, I'm sorry, this is not something to derail this particular investigation. This is just one of many incidents that have been happening over past 1.5 years, and I'm sure we have some learned guests on your panel. They would also agree that all these investigations that have been happening under his charge, none of those cases, starting from the high-profile Riya Chakraborty to her brother, to Sara Ali Khan, to Deepika Padukone, to various other people, and now to coming to Aryan Khan, none of them have been charge-sheeted.
So what really does this Supreme Court judgment mean, particularly for the right to privacy, particularly for snooping on citizens as is being alleged?
Yes, I welcome the order because, yes, and I think it is a significant step forward. I don't want to second guess what's ahead on this, because you know, the committee's job is cut out. But yes, it is, because this is one of the key prayers. The first one was the government should confirm or deny that they use Pegasus against various individuals and so on. The second thing is the government said we will appoint our own expert committee, and the Supreme Court didn't agree to that as well. So I'm very pleased that this has been accepted.
I definitely believe it's a landmark judgment. I think it's a proud moment for the Supreme Court, where it's not been bullied by the government into going into for what is sealed cover or something of that sort. And we have the court passing an order protecting the rights of the citizens. And today is really a day where we should be proud of the judgment, where the Supreme Court has in no uncertain terms said.
The flip side is, at the end of the day, the proof of the pudding lies in whether this committee will actually be able to tell the nation whether people's phones were indeed snooped upon or not.
If you read the judgment carefully, the Chief Justice in the judgment says that they had a great difficulty finding people to man the committee.
Yes.
Because there is a conflict of interest. People are not willing to come on to some committees. What will be the powers of this committee? Because those powers have not been defined. The reference, but they are acting on behalf They are acting on behalf of the Supreme Court of India.
Right.
And therefore, I think the government would be well advised to cooperate with the committee.
The right to privacy is now part of the right to life, one of the fundamental rights. But the Supreme Court also mentioned free speech and freedom of the press, and eloquent sentences on the need to defend that. So I think it's the privacy is important, but so are other fundamental rights involved, including right to liberty and so on. So I think I think these things have been brought to the fore, and these are relevant issues.
For your Prime Minister, a cricket match with India is like jihad for Kashmir. For Mushtaq Mohammed, a cricket victory is like Muslims winning over Hindus. What kind of rabid bigots play cricket in Pakistan, sir?
Well, I think there must be a clarity that one should not bring religion into sports or in this is not something which is very much encouraging, and we have to keep that separate. But unfortunately, what we have seen that some of the people, and particularly the sportsmen, they have been doing it, and they have to see such kind of a situation.
It is bigotry, but we shouldn't be surprised, because the Islamic Republic of Pakistan by default is a bigoted nation, because it believes in the supremacy of Islam, it believes in the supremacy of Muslims, it believes in the supremacy of their way of life. So have no illusions that this Islamic Republic of Pakistan, starting from their Prime Minister to General Bajwa to ministers and to their cricketers, they are going to speak the language of bigotry.
See, like their Mansikta ki agar baat kar rahe hain, I think their Mansikta is a sick, total sick, because Waqar Yunus has played a lot of cricket, international cricket. Giving such type of comments, I think it's a disgrace.